Victoria, good to see you. Hope you like my setup. I've got a ring light and my backdrop, and this is how I'm doing my YouTube tarot readings again. It's been really cool. I've been reading for myself for about 4 years, started reading for friends soon after that, but now felt comfortable reading for the public, and it's so cool having so many people reach out for readings, so appreciate that. Basically, the way I tell people how tarot works or how I interpret it working for myself is I've, over the past 5 years, really gone on a soul-searching journey to connect with my guides, ancestors, spirits, angels, and I'm a very visual person, so I've always had a lot of visions, but being very clear about it, being able to communicate with my guides when they're giving me messages and really picking up on it, and being in touch with that intuition, and the cards are a tool for me to look, see, interpret, and your guides and you by reaching out to me are speaking to my guides who are giving me messages, giving us messages, and basically they're always there for us to protect us and to guide us and to help us evolve and become on our highest spiritual path. Right now we're in the solstice, the summer solstice, which is a very intense time of the year. There's a lot of light coming from the sun. We're being bombarded with a lot of images, a lot of information. Our DNA is being activated. We are transforming and becoming whole, entirely new humans and able to perceive and see new things. And those of us who are already empaths and already open have really had our eyes wide open right now. Like a lot of messages are being given to us. A lot of us are having interesting dreams. Weird synchronicities happen, and that's because the universe is preparing us for this huge shift. We're shifting very rapidly, and we're evolving and growing, and so it's important to nurture those spiritual gifts, share those gifts, use it. I'm also seeing too with that image that you saw sent to me that because there's, you're emitting that energy, it's more than just you in a photograph. It's really the whole energy that you put into that photograph, the energy of the photographer, the energy of the stylist, the makeup person. There's a lot of people putting energy into this creation, and then that image is hopefully reaching people and giving them inspiration, ideas. We're sharing that inspiration with each other. We're constantly inspiring one another, and so yeah, that's a spiritual gift in and of itself. So at this time with the solstice, because we're at one of these 4 points of the year, the equinoxes and solstices, which are these very determinate times in our energetic field on Earth, and when a big shift happens, when we get to the lightest day of the year, then now the light starts to dim, and so I wanted to get cardinal directions from the 4 directions, north, south, east, west, talking about their energies, their elements, how they're interacting with us, and then using the cards as a tool to further interpret that. So we have the north, we have the south, the west, and the east. So for the north card, the spread is all about water in this particular spot, which is about our spiritual and emotional illumination. And sorry if I kind of zone out, I'm just getting a lot of messages, and so I'm trying to be very clear about what I'm saying, because it seems like you have a lot going on. And that's where grounding is going to come in handy, grounding that energy, because when we get lost in that headspace, sometimes we can get so high and then we can crash, and it's really important to tether yourself to the earth, ground yourself, and don't let yourself get carried away by that headspace. And that's a great place to brainstorm from, to work from, but being sure to clarify that and meditate more and ground more so that you can actually manifest those ideas that you have instead of being scattered. And I definitely recommend quartz. Having quartz is going to clarify those messages for you. Quartz is going to, clear quartz is going to help you tune your radio frequency dial and to be able to pick up those messages clearly and transmute that energy and not letting it just like bombard you, being able to channel it, meditating with it. So for the North card is all about our spiritual and emotional illumination, and we have the 10 of Swords. 10 is the number of completion, 10 is the number of a cycle. This is also Archangel Michael that I have with me here, and he has a sword as well. He's kind of one of my go-to guys for protection and guidance and support. And swords are all about thoughts, words, and actions, the element of air. So this being in the water part, I really think of air and water together as waves. So there's a lot of waves of change. And 10 is the number of completion. 10 is the same as 1, but it's this whole new cycle. It's on to the new beginning. And it seems like you've reached a lot of completions in your life. You've completed a lot of cycles in your life. There are a lot of things that you have processed and are still processing, but that make up who you are. And you are a different person now because of these experiences, and there might have been traumatic experiences, but you are now a stronger person. You have built yourself. You have reaffirmed yourself. You have reaffirmed your life. You have reaffirmed your goals and your dreams and what you are seeking to do. And you're ready for that next stage. And you're ready to also be an example to younger women too, and your struggles and how you've dealt with body image issues and things of that nature, and how you've grown from that, learned to be positive, learned to be confident, learned to not compare yourselves to others, not to be hard on yourself. It's really important to be gentle with yourself. And you've reached this new stage where you're comfortable with yourself, you understand yourself, you understand how you are navigating the world, and you're ready for this new stage, this new era of your spiritual development. And so definitely with thoughts, words, and actions happening this time, I'm definitely seeing you getting more books on astrology or tarot or aura readings or how to read auras or all about auras, books of that nature, books about crystals, whatever interests you. I recommend the store Aquarius. They have a great bookstore, great to glance through, or Amazon. There's tons of stuff. If you want recommendations, I have a ton of books. You're more than welcome to look through some of them. But yeah, you're in a new stage, and also like writing about this experience too. Like the swords, thoughts, words, and actions. I think of it pen on a page, and writing about your whole life, about modeling, about what art is to you. Be writing more about that. And I'm picturing like a pen on a paper, like actually physically writing it, the catharsis of writing things out, of affirming yourself, writing your affirmations for yourself. I am a strong person. I can overcome anything. I am a talented inspiration to others. So in the East, we have the element of air, which related to the swords, which is element of air. But this card, we have a major arcana card, which is the High Priestess. And here in the East, we have air, thoughts, writings, debates. And so this is very indicative. Definitely be reading more about spiritual matters, researching more. The internet is full of stuff. Researching and picking what is relevant to you, and being able to... I'm also picking up a message of Reiki. If you learn Reiki healing or just watching YouTube videos on that, you may even want to reach out to a Reiki practitioner to get some Reiki healing work done. The High Priestess, she's a major arcana card, which is separate from the minor arcanas, which is a playing card deck. This is 22 extra cards that are essentially the Joker cards. And they're kind of these pictographic messages that are a little bit more symbolic, have a little bit more to them, whereas like the swords is kind of just the swords. That's elemental in nature. This is more narrative in nature. And the high priestess, she wears the crown of knowledge. She is in front of the veil of the Holy of Holies, and she contains in her hands the book of knowledge and wears her, robes of the clergy, the sacred robes, the sacred temple robes. She's someone that people come to for guidance, for inspiration, for support. She's someone I definitely respond to when reading tarot as well. This idea of being a spiritual counselor, spiritual healer of others, taking our knowledge. I'm seeing that book again, this book of knowledge that you have, writing it out, putting pictures with it. You have enough pictures. I definitely see a book. I mean, if that's something you're wanting to do, I don't want to put ideas that don't resonate with you, but if that's something you were interested in, or even like a magazine or something like that, this definitely would be something that if you tied spiritual nature into it and really talked about that, had conversations with people, would definitely be well received by the fashion community and the spiritual community and your followers, etc. And she holds that book of knowledge. She's someone that you can go to and saying, there's so much to know. We have to ask of what we want to know from the universe. Otherwise, we can't take it all in. But if something's been inspired in us, then we say, hey, universe, open my eyes to this more. Open myself up to this more. Guides, guide me. Angels, protect me. But working with that spiritual nature. And also understanding that in doing so, we're also becoming healers, so there's also responsibility to be of service of some way to others as well, which modeling is definitely in that regards. But definitely see, looking up auras, looking up Reiki, all those things are connected. So then we have South, which is all about passionate and creative impulses, and this is the element of fire. And we have the Queen of Cups. This is a minor arcana card as well, so this is the Queen of Hearts in the playing card deck. This is the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Spades in the playing card deck. The Queen is someone like the Priestess, someone who people come to for guidance and support. And the Queen of Cups is that for her. Suit, which is the hearts, which is emotions, the element of water. So mixed with fire, it's like that boiling water. Your cup is boiling over. The kettle is ready to put the tea in and to absorb that tea and make that new thing. The water is ready to become something else. And you, the Queen, being master of the spiritual realm, you are there's a lot of spiritual aspects of you. You definitely need to connect more with your ancestors, connecting with them as spirit guides, the ones that you resonate with, lighting a candle for them, lighting a candle for your guides, asking before you go to bed. I'm seeing dreams too, so like people, maybe you speak to people in your dreams, you've had people speak to you in your dreams, you can ask them to come to you in your dreams. Hey, spirit guides, I'm really wanting to know more about this. Universe, ancestors, please come to me in my dream, give me a message of positive insight, etc. Whatever resonates with you. And then allow yourself to document that too with a dream journal. If you do have something that comes into your experience, definitely write it out and become one with that. The last card we have the West, which is East, and it is we have the West, which is the element of Earth, and it is manifestation on the material plane. We have the 4, which is a very earthy number as well. It's all about foundations, fate, the 4 legs of a table, 4 legs of a chair, setting the foundation for something. And then Wands are all about our fire, energy, creative passions. So this being in the Earth is really about, burning away the old crops, making way for that nutrient-rich soil for new things to sprout from. Seems like you have a lot of creative ideas, but you're really coming into the understanding of how to manifest them what it takes for a shoot, what it takes for a production, what makes a really good production, what makes a bad production. You're not wasting your time anymore. You're wanting to put your creative passion and energy and time and effort into something that everyone's going to reap benefits from and is a positive, successful experience and not a waste of time, because you don't have time to waste. And I'm seeing you writing down, outlining more. Like you have sketchbooks perhaps. Definitely, if you have an idea for something, writing down that idea, writing down who you'd want to work with, what you'd want to make it happen, becoming a creative director in a sense of that. Like you're the one who's setting the creative rules for yourself and what you're wanting to build and what you're wanting to become. And that's why the spiritual side as well, and becoming more in tune with that, is going to be of guidance to the other aspects of your creative nature as well. So all of it's related. How can you tie all that in together? How can you make sure you're working with people that you want to work with and not the people who are no bueno? So yeah, you're building that foundation. Certain things have happened for a reason, but you're ready to take on fate and become the next best thing that you can be. So things are happening. A lot of change, but really connecting with your inner self, your higher self, and listening to those messages and following your passion and your light and your inspiration, because you've got a long life to live, and you've got a lot of opportunities ahead of you. So really thinking about that long-term plan of where you want to be, where you want to go, what do you want to become, see, do, who do you want to work with, what brands would you want to work with, And obviously money is a great thing to have, and how can we do what we love to do and get paid for it, how can you take your creative passions and make them into a career. So I hope this reading was helpful for you. Thank you for reaching out. I definitely recommend getting quartz crystal. Like I said, Aquarius is a great place to get those. They are on they are on Broadway, near Westport, like Westport Road and Broadway kind of, but a little bit farther north. Anyway, hope this reading was helpful for you. I'll send a picture to you as well. And if you like it, let me know. If you don't, then that's fine too. And thank you again. Be sure to check out my page for my future card reading I'm going to do for the new moon in Cancer, which is on July 2nd. We're going to do Tarot Tuesday as well. Hope you have a good one. Let's shoot together soon, and hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week.